What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another live stream. Happy Monday, September 29th. Welcome back. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we jump onto the charts, as always, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading's risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Excuse me. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Welcome back to the show, chat. What is going on, guys? How are we doing? What's up? Purple Ninja, what's going on? Alan, Dwayne, Wolf, JB, Saeed, Wolf again, JB again, Cook, what's going on? What's going on, guys? Guys and girls, what's happening? Let's hop onto these charts. Let's take a look at what we got going on here on ES. We got the same 7-pack of straight to sim funded pro accounts loaded up here. They are not looking good. They're on their way to make their maker, as I've been talking about. But like I said, we're going to trade these things all the way into oblivion or all the way down into the ground. And today might be that day. But before we worry about that, because these ain't the only set of accounts that we have, we're going to be taking a look at what we got going on in these markets, man. Pretty big move out of this one. Just a straight push higher off the open, man. Looking at this on a daily chart here on ES. Nice pop to the upside. And now turning right back down off of the open. So kind of a pullback down here last week. This was looking like a test of this level, which it was. And then an immediate push off of the open. Kind of interesting to just see this straight drift higher. We pulled back down towards VWAP, came right back up here, and now we are right back down to VWAP off of this open. But we are all the way up above prior day high. Obviously, all of the value area from Friday. I do have a couple other levels marked out on my chart this morning. Talk a little bit about getting a little bit even more aggressive, more discretionary here trading ES with you guys for these live sessions, because we're going to get even more live sessions rolling. We're going to have to find a way to scalp with you guys, have some fun. Anyway, watch this thing right back down to VWAP, 9:35 a.m. Interesting. You know, really bullish higher time frame overall. Pull back down, heading back towards all-time highs, which are right up here, coming off of last week's highs, right? Do we just kind of sweep above here and then pull all the way back down into this middle ground? Maybe. We're getting below VWAP here. I'm not going to do anything immediately off of this open, as I typically do not. But we got some movement here, chat. This ain't too quiet of an open. No real news until 10 a.m. Eastern. I saw somebody talking about news in the chat. No real news until 10 a.m. Eastern, but this is looking pretty aggressive here. Kind of interesting. Kind of very interesting to see what we do here. It's looking weak. It's looking really weak. Take a look at Bookmap here in a minute. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do here, I've been going side by side with the 15-minute and the 1-minute chart-wise, just taking a look at what I have in my chart. Time frame, you guys know that I'm not super picky when it comes to time frame. I think I'm going to watch this zoomed out on the 5. Swapping back and forth with levels between different charts, I continually have them not sync. I end up with levels in different areas. I do like to run a side-by-side, but I might run just a 5-minute or 15-minute today. We can start with the 15-minute because I want to get a feel for where we're coming down towards this level, or do we just turn from VWAP and then I'll drop down to the 5 or the 1. We'll get some tighter time frame price action here. If you're super bullish, you know the drill. Buys off VWAP, right? If you're looking for that immediate, way to get into the market, here's your shot. Buy off of VWAP. I think there's a good chance for at least a pop back up. We come through this, I think it's going to get pretty ugly down towards at least prior day high. That's what I'd be waiting for. I don't really care to get involved right here. I'm going to be looking to see if we come down to this area. What happens when we get down here? Do we really aggressively push down into these 6700s? But I'd be looking for a potential bounce play off of this. I don't know that we just completely flip this into a massive sell-off here. We could, but I'd be looking for an aggressive buy down there, somewhere into that prior day high, prior day value area high, point of control, overnight low, somewhere down in there. But buys off of VWAP if you are really hungry for the longs. Let's see. Be talking to you guys here just a minute. Be chatting it up with you guys. Watching YM over here on the second screen. Took a little W on YM this morning. That's aggressively selling off. NQ not looking nearly as weak. Yeah, watching this thing, sorry to get quiet here, guys. Just watching this thing start to sell off. Wondering if I want to really aggressively get involved down here if we continue lower. We could certainly turn here below this VWAP level. That could certainly be a move that we see. But I don't know that we do that. This thing is looking heavy right now. And I'm just trying to start to frame my idea here. Am I interested if we come back down all the way back down to that level, or is that going to be looking really, really weak? Yeah, so far starting to hold up here. Let's take a look at what we see here. I think we come down on this. I think we head lower on this bad boy. All right, let's get ready to take a look at. Bookmap here in just a minute. We got some movement here though, guys. Want to get ready. It's only 9:41 a.m. Let's take a look at news real quick. Let's take a look at that news real quick. See what we got rolling here. 10 a.m. pending home sales. Trump talking later today. We got Trump talking at 1:15 p.m. Eastern. That could get a little bit dicey for us into the afternoon. Maybe be done trading by that time. We have both of these marked as orange folder, so medium impact news events. Nothing too crazy. It could definitely still generate some volatility, but 10 a.m. is the only scheduled data release for today. Got some FOMC members speaking later into the afternoon as well, but nothing too crazy there. So let's take a look at this, man. Let's take a look at this. I am Yeah, I'm just interested to see if we start to catch some buyers here. This is looking weak, guys. Take a look at Bookmap with you real quick, and I'll talk to you in the chat. Take a look at Bookmap here. This is looking pretty weak, man. I mean, CVD continuing to drop off, right? You know, as price is coming lower. I've been paying more and more attention to cumulative volume delta. Right down around that VWAP level, things can kind of get interesting. We're way above, you know, opening way above prior day high. I think a retest of just that prior day high is really reasonable to expect out of this market. Even if we're going to push higher, I think at least tapping prior day high, sweeping that overnight low level could be an interesting level to, you know, be looking south towards. But from up here, I'm really not going to look for a continuation right through VWAP, at least just yet, or along from here. I definitely am not interested really until we get down to that level is what I'm starting to frame out. If we do come back down and like break lows here, just start pushing lower, it's going to look pretty appetizing for a short right down towards prior day high, prior day value area high, overnight low, Friday's volume point of control. I think this is an area that we would look to move towards, right? Area of high volume. As you guys know, most of my levels are just, all these levels are just market generated information, either from volume profiles or daily candles, right? Daily, weekly candles. If we find buyers here, it's going to look like a really nice buying opportunity, right? We're opening up with a big push to the upside, sweep down below VWAP, take everybody out that was getting long in here, pick up some liquidity, and buyers are just not going to give it up. But I'm kind of curious to see if we continue down to at least this area first, and then what happens down here. So nothing so far for me. Nothing so far. I'm not going to buy off VWAP, although you'd have to take a little bit of heat if you already did that without even waiting for any confirmation. We're starting to get a bullish push up back up here. I'm not going to look to buy from here. It's just not really a good opportunity for me. I don't think it's a great risk structure. Nothing inherently wrong with throwing a stop right under here, right? Where you say if we come lower, I'm maybe interested in shorts. If we push up from here, looks like we're headed back towards overnight high. But I'm in a wait and see mode here. A lot of movement off the open. Pretty light Monday. We got 9:45 just at the 15-minute opening range. 10 a.m. news. Not really too worried about that 10 a.m. news today. I think it could get a little bit dicey, but you know we'll have to see how that comes in. So staying patient though. Could see something here. If we, I think honestly, if we are, yeah, CVD pushing back up with this. I was gonna say, if I had, you know, getting a little bit more aggressive on these trading props with you guys here, gonna try to get a little bit more aggressive, maybe a little bit lower on position size, trade micros. I have my micro chart marked up today, really, really cleanly, same way that I do. Nope, my prior day high is in the wrong area. That's great. Almost the same way that I have my my ES chart marked up, but let me try to look for a little bit higher frequency of trades here, just because I got some really solid swing trading going on YM, and I want to keep this approach a little bit different. Plus, like I said, we're gonna hop on for Power Hour, hop on for London. Got to be able to. Don't have to be able to do anything, but I'd like to be able to look for some trades with you guys. So let's see here. Let's see. Popped right back up. Swept above VWAP. We come right back down on this? Is that what we get here? We come right back down through this low. We could still find buyers up here and just maintain this bullish action, but it's going to look like we want to dip down towards the 66.90s, man. Let's see. Let's see. We don't got to do anything too crazy. We got a full week, right? We got a new quarter starting this this week, end of the month coming, right? Tomorrow's the last day of the month. Yeah, man, this thing's looking like buyers don't want to give it up yet. Definitely, I mean, not yet at all. Yeah, going around the markets, man. Complete divergence. Complete divergence. Where's Wolf in the chat? NQ pushing highs. NQ pulled a retest of VWAP and is blasting off to the upside, putting highs of the session in right now. Dow is all sold off straight through VWAP, knifed down through VWAP. It is 150 points below VWAP, putting session lows in. And we have ES here at VWAP. Swept below, pulled back up. So we definitely have some serious divergence out of the U.S. indices as they more often feel like they've been doing. I don't love trading correlation. Guys find a way to make it work. I just like to look at the chart in front of me, but Dow continues to seem to just live in its own world, which is why somebody, I ended up last week in long on ES and short on Dow, or short on Dow and long on ES, whatever it was. And, could that be considered hedging, this and that? I don't find them to be nearly as correlated as others do, especially when it comes to like ES to Dow. ES and NQ, I think, are much more correlated, but I think you could easily make money in opposite directions, especially on a day like today. But it's not my intention to do that. So let's take a look. Let's take a look and see. Wolf, there he is. What's up? Delta switch to a hard buy. Delta plus 60. There you go. Yeah. I'm seeing liquidity zone below prior day high. Yeah. Waiting to see if it recaptures 67.20. We did do that. Seeing Delta. Yes. Okay. Morning. What's up? Yeah, we're light today. Definitely light today. It's Monday morning though. Usually the streams get busy towards the end of the week. Everybody's a slow start. Tommy, what's up? Rhombus, what's up? Dwayne, what's up? Currently short ES, opened outside prior day range. 71% chance of reversal to prior day high. There you go. Building off some of those stats. YM Street. Yep. Good morning. Today's not the day. A very good morning. We'll still support you though. Why can't you trade on top one futures? You just in a prohibited country, or was there something else? Saeed. Morning. Yeah, let's see, man. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy here. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see if we really just continue this move to the upside, or if we start to push lower here. Yeah, just watching this up here at VWAP, guys. This is looking like yeah, not so not a super clean read coming off of Bookmap here, right? Like if we had a super negative CVD and we started to turn up here with a break and retest of VWAP, I might be a little bit more inclined to look short on this, but I'm not there just yet. I'm not there just yet. Let's see. Yeah, we'll still talk about Dow pushing the downside. Yep. NQ still pushing to the upside. Not a huge percent change on all of these. Mag 7 looking pretty green, except for Apple. For those of you that are interested in what's under the hood for NQ, I'm really not, but just flipped over to Trading View to take a quick look. Ooh, turning back down to the downside. Watch a Bookmap on this, guys. This is a tough one. It's a tough one. I think the shorts are in play as we come back down towards this low. We got some volume behind it. We got CVD turning on this one. You know, it's an opening up to the upside, right? You know, headed back towards that all-time high level, but a test of VWAP down here and then immediate buying pressure coming in could be absolutely in store. We could just continue this drift higher. But we haven't done that just yet. Coming into this 10 a.m. time frame, we should get some more volatility. I really, as a whole, have been attempting to be a little bit cautious shorting this market because it's just been oh so strong. But I am interested to see what happens at VWAP. It feels like decision-making time as far as this market. Are we going to give up VWAP and head lower? I think if we do that, it could be pretty quick down towards prior day high. That's a nice trade. You know, we got 20 points, almost 20 points to go to prior day high. Stop loss up above these highs. But do we have to pop up here and sweep it one more time? We didn't sweep it at all. Do we have to pop up here and sweep it as a whole? Anyway, I'm going to stay patient on this. Not super duper clear for me. I'm going to look to get a little bit more aggressive like I just talked about, but not just take something that I don't have a good read on. So far, buyers are trying to hold this, man. Same with Russell 2000. Why I'm still dropping like pigeon poop, about 100 points. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think, boys in the chat? You think Dow's gonna pop and ES and is gonna catch up both of them to NQ, or do you think NQ is gonna fall out of bed, turn, Dow's gonna continue, ES is gonna rip to the downside? You know, how do you use it? I'm always curious to hear. Like, what do you always anticipate one or two are leading the other? Do you only trade when they're all moving in the same direction? Do you wait for some kind of divergence and then correlation? Like, how do you use that? I'm curious. Or does it, you know, vary? Do you just use your discretion to say what markets are doing what, and you know, I want to fade one, or you know, trade a reversal on the other? For me, I find it doesn't help. We talk about that a lot because I think I'm a minority. I'm a minority. I find, ooh, here we go. A little bit of sellers coming in here, guys. Before 10, I'm interested in this short. I'm really interested in this short. I think I'm going to run this on micros, guys. I have my micro chart marked up, even though this is in the wrong spot. Some of these are in the wrong spot. I'm going to have to adjust. CVD turning back down to the downside, negative 2,500, back down towards VWAP. This was looking really strong for buyers to try to take it higher. I got to get this out of the way. It's in the wrong spot. I like this down towards prior day value area high. I just don't know if we're going to get back above VWAP here, and it's going to be the Monday slow grind to the upside. I'd love to see volume start to push lower here. Could be in for one of those as well. Not super clear. I want to trade, but I need a little bit more out of this. A little bit more out of this. We got liquidity to both sides on Bookmap. It's not like one side is completely light. We got plenty of liquidity all the way up to 67.50, and we got buy side orders resting all the way down to the 6700s. Plenty at 67.05. Plenty at 67.05. Let's see. NQ is going to turn, YM is going to turn. Okay. So NQ is going to sell off and YM is going to pump. I got you. I will go slow from today. I think short is going to be fast and hard before reversal. Reversal is only based on previous 2 years. ES, not shirt. Oh, I think ES is going to be fast and hard. Sell reversal. Interesting. Okay, yeah, not shirt. It's like shirts. Yeah, I think gun to my head here, guys, I'm short. And I don't have a gun to my head, and I think I'm going to get short. I think I'm going to get short down towards that prior day value area high. I have to mark this chart. This is super annoying. Overnight high, overnight low, prior day, no, prior day high. Prior day high. Got some value areas on my chart. Prior days, yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna run this one and done on the mini today. First off, I'm running out of shots in this account. Not yet. Not yet here. All right, let's see. Listen, it's Monday, man. I don't need to do anything too crazy. We got movement, so I'm not looking. I'm not expecting to go no trade here. I'm expecting to get one on, but I just want to see what happens. 10 a.m. news coming up right now. Could get some volatility on this coming in right now. New home sales. Let me come back to the minis. Micros, excuse me. Come back to my micro chart here. Sorry for making you guys dizzy. Yeah, 5 minutes zoomed out. That's what we're going to go with today. Get a nice mix between the 1 and the 15. All right, so that's coming in bullish, but CVD really is not increasing with this. Not really increasing, man. I think we turn. I think we continue. No, I don't think we turn. I think we continue.
Order filled.
I'm getting short on this, guys. I'm getting short with half size. 5 micros. And I'm going to run this down towards this this prior day high level. Not going to leave me much room if I take an L on this. Could take a second trade. But I'm getting short 5 micros on this. I'm looking at this as inability for buyers to continue to take this thing higher. Breaking below VWAP with some force. Coming back above. We retested here. We really could have started to take off on this movement right from up here. Now we're sweeping a high and coming back down. Yeah, similar structure on the 15-minute. Looking at price action. On Bookmap, we're continuing to show a negative cumulative volume delta. I'm doing my best to work towards trusting that a little bit more. It seems to give me a really great read of what's going on by way of volume. Does it always work? Does it always help me out? No, absolutely not. But today, as we came back up through VWAP, if we're going to continue to the upside, I'd love to see it become less negative or positive, and we don't have that at all. It's just sitting around the lows. So that, to me, indicates that we could see a continuation to the downside here. Now, if we don't do that, What do I think is going to happen? The exact opposite, right? We're going to come out of this area of high volume that we're sitting in right here and head all the way back up to this area of high volume. I'm dead wrong, right? What do I think could happen in between there, which is why I want my stop loss out here? I think we could do this, right? I think we could easily come up, fake everybody out like Zach, and then pull one of these, right? So, I think we could easily do one of these, pulling 4 or 5 points, 6 points above this overnight high level. We come all the way up here. I'm completely dead wrong. I don't even know if I need it that wide. Yeah, I'd say something like that is going to be reasonable. We come all the way outside of this level here. We start tapping into this area of liquidity, this area of high volume, right, all the way up into this price action. I'm dead wrong, and I think we're going to check out the 6750s. If not prior week high, it's going to be a big super bullish day. So invalidation point up there, 67.45 to 50. I'm dead wrong, but I'm going to leave it wide. I'm going to leave it wide out there. Not really worried about that. And honestly, something I've reviewed a little bit, running a really wide stop can be helpful and harmful. If I'm going to run one really wide like this, if I get a super duper clear indication from all of the tools that I use after we came back up here and wicked above this, for example, we hit VWAP and then came all the way back up through the high, I am going to allow myself the discretion to close in loss for in drawdown. It's going to be more selective. It's not going to be, I don't think, a very common thing that you'll see out of me. But I'm going to widen out stops to run like almost that. Guys talk about running an emergency stop, right? Where, they're going to close based on what's happening on the chart. But in the case where Trump sneezes or someone says something crazy, they need to have a stop loss in place, because they don't want to just lose their entire account. I'm not quite there with it, but I am going to allow myself a little bit more discretion. So, CVD continuing to drop right off. Yeah, I'd like to get in even heavier on this. Because if it's going to work, it's going to work from down here. We're going to sweep this high. We sweep this high. Yeah, I'm going to make this a full risk trade. I'm going to add, guys. I'm going to add a little bit here. Let me go with 2. Yeah, because I need this to be, right under the 900 level. I'm considering adding here. I'm sorry, I'm messing around with stop loss 47 times. So I'm trying to do the math. If I add 2 from here, that adds on how much risk versus a 3-pack. This is how you end up with Project X looking like you took 47,000 trades. Yeah, I'm gonna add into selling pressure. If we really start to come down, I'll add and I'll make this a full risk trade. That's gonna be my play today. Not gonna add on a pullback or anything like that. If we turn to the downside, I'd make this full risk because it is what it is. I'm not gonna get another one. I'm either gonna take a $600 loss or a $900 loss. It's not really gonna be helpful to save risk on this. Save capital, I should say. Let's see what this Marcus got for us. Let's see. Finding buyers on this one. Finding buyers on this one. Am I gonna get cooked right off the rip on this? We just gonna hold VWAP, or are we gonna get one last push up to the upside and then a turn? Ooh, we got some volume behind this one, guys. I really don't love what that looks like. Got some volume behind this one. Are we going to pop stops here and turn, and continue, or are we going to reverse and we're just going to find buyers off of VWAP, and it's going to be another buy VWAP day? Let us see. Let us see. Time will tell, as always. But also, as always, appreciate you guys being here, trading live. It's going to be a good week, guys. I can feel it. I can feel it. Win or loss on this one, it's going to be a good week. I'm coming in positive despite likely going to be losing this 7-pack of straight to sim-funded pros, which is not a big deal for me personally. Of course, my ego would like to be working these towards a damn payout. Oh. Volume to the upside. Big jump in CVD. Wow. That don't look good, chat. That does not look good at all. Watching CVD jumped all the way back from negative 3,500 at the low as we were pushing lower, all the way back up to almost flat. It's negative 500. Volume behind that move. You can see it. You don't need order flow to be able to see the volume. You can see it on the candlestick chart. Let's see as we come back up to approach overnight high. Do we just take everybody out that was short in this dip lower right here? Pop stops, right? Everybody says, okay, break, retest. We're coming lower. I'm shorting for the breakout. Stops right here. We take everybody out, and then we go. I don't know, but I don't love that that volume and volatility to the upside as I'm short, obviously. Yeah, didn't really didn't get a ton of follow through just yet, but that's a nice pop to the upside. But trade's on. Got to give it a little time to work. Got to give it a little time to breathe. Let's see. Well, so in the market today, good volume. Yeah. Currently, yeah, short. Set it and forget it. 3 micros. Going to trail down after a little time, though. Just wait for the resolution of 67.20s, but I like the short as well. Nice. Trying to learn. Does 15-minute fair value gap route? I don't know, man. I don't use fair value gap stuff. I think that stuff is just way too complicated, given fancy names for just price action market structure. I don't like to be nearly that complicated with it. I used to, not any ICT or fair value gaps or any of that crap, but used to try to make things way more complicated than they need to be. I like to keep it stupidly simple. As stupidly simple as I possibly can. Using some tools, but at its core, recognizing discretion. Man, we're all discretionary traders. You know, you could have a system, you could stay, consistent to it. You could have rules, but you're applying discretion. And usually it's way more than you really think. Recognize that, lean into it, and go from there. Yeah, we talked about that. Let's see. Not a lot of volume. Above average at best. That was some volatility. Oh, man. CVD not really dropping off as we start to turn back down lower here. I don't love this, chat. I don't love this. But we're going to hang on. Going to hang on to this one. And validation point is way up there. If I'm dead wrong, I'm dead wrong. We take our L's on the chin. Now, if we could drop off on cumulative volume delta and come back down through these lows, I'd look to add. Like I said, just to get into a full risk trade. Not that I traditionally scale in and out of positions. It's really not what I'm looking to do here. I knew I wouldn't be able to have a wide enough stop loss, as wide of a stop loss as I needed today on minis. Yeah, I'm going to add to this.
Order filled.
I'm adding to it. Chat. Stop loss is going to go right there at 745 3/4. Going to be as close to a full risk trade as I'm comfortable getting today in these accounts, which are unfortunately near death. This one's either going to work out, continuing to the downside, selling off all the way down here towards the 66.90s, generating a nice W, or we're going to continue to, hold VWAP, find buyers, and then blast off. I like the way this looks, especially if we come down through these lows as CVD starts to get weaker and weaker and weaker. But the market can do whatever it wants to do, right? Market can do whatever the heck it wants to do. So anyway, I'm short 8. I'm short 8 micros, 67.23 and a half. Stop at 67.45 3/4. Let's see what we could do, chat. But yeah, we're starting to before we started to get crazy movement. 100% free trading Discord in the chat. We got, as you guys know, I like to run giveaways. All right. We got a big giveaway rolling this week. Multiple prop firm accounts up for grabs on Friday. Not to say that we're not going to do duck races on the live sessions during the week. I've had to chill out a little bit because we're getting overrun by scammers and spammers and everyone just pulling up for the giveaway. We got to keep things trading related here. It's not just a duck race show. But if you want in, no purchase necessary. No, you don't have to use my code. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to be whatever. Details in the Discord. Multiple instant funded accounts. Maybe some extra stuff. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna see what I could run from top one and make this one really fun. But essentially, it's sharing your trading journey in the Discord, sharing with the community members. I got more and more people posting. I'm trying to reward those that are sharing their journey, that are posting the good, the bad, everything in between. Charts, trade setups, ideas, whatever it is you want to share. It doesn't matter on wins, losses, accuracy. I don't care about any of that stuff, man. Just talking about sharing. I think it's super mutually beneficial. I think it's good for you because I force you to journal, to be honest with yourself, to actually describe what the hell you're trying to do in the markets, right? And it's beneficial to everybody else, right? Even if you're not a profitable trader or if you're someone that's not consistent yet, to understand your perspective, see where you're at, see tools that you're using. I've watched so many different guys in my community genuinely improve talking to each other. Now, we got some heavy hitters in there, some certified killers as the role goes. But just use different tools that resonate with them. Maybe something that I don't use, right? Or doesn't resonate with me. So I love having that. It's a free community, 100% free. No VIP, no course, none of that stuff. You want into that, you want into the giveaway, link is in the chat. As I'm continuing to watch Bookmap here. Turn it back down on CVD. This looks kind of good. I don't know. We're fixing to find out, as they say in the South. What's up, David? What's up? L. Jess wanted to be part of the team, the Bears team. Good morning, David. What's up, guys? I missed some people on Kick. What's going on, people on Kick? What's up, people on X, on Twitter? What's going on? Oh, we got a bunch of you guys on. What's happening, man? What's happening? Good to see you guys. Thanks for hopping on. See if we can't catch a little W here. Sorry, guys, reading a couple messages here, not to get quiet on you. Let's see. Let's see what the market's got for us. And if you don't know, the account setup trading, right now, we got top 1 futures loaded up here on the Project X platform. These are the straight to sim funded pros. I also have a 3-pack of the instant fundeds that I'm trading individually. Those are my favorite accounts, the instant funded accounts. They are the higher priced, better rule set. One of the best offerings in the industry. If you want to check this out, code RDF gets you 45% off. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. As always, I'm partnered, I'm biased, I'm affiliated. Make sure you do your own research, make your own decisions. They might not be the best opportunity for you. You got to weigh all that stuff for yourself. But you can copy trade up to 5 of the 25K, up to 5 of the 50K. I'm focusing on the 150Ks for those bad boys. Looking to work myself towards a live account. That's my goal with prop firm trading this year. I set goals, right? As I go. I set goals as I go. I set goals as I go, and I move the goalpost, farther and farther away as I hit them. I think a reasonable goal for somebody first is to get funded, or if you're starting in an instant funded account, work yourself individually towards one payout, right? And maybe then it's copy trading. Maybe it's multiple payouts. Maybe it's more consistent payouts. Maybe it's payouts every month. And then past that, you got to make a decision, where do I want to go with props? Probably a live account, right? Probably a live account. You're going to get kicked there pretty quick if you're trading consistently. Or copy trading a ton of them, really aggressively. For me, the live account is just what's making the most sense. So that's what I'm aiming for. I'm going to try to put myself in the best position for that. And then, but it depends. We talk about that a lot. I also trade personal live accounts, right? Personal live accounts. I'm really ramping up on that. Took a W this morning before the market even opened. But outside of that, I think find the account type and size that works best for you. Start slow. Don't just throw money away. The same if you were trading a live account. You'd start really, really slow, risking an insignificant amount of money for you. Do the same thing with props. As you get, more consistent, maybe it's a little bit of copy trading larger account sizes, working yourself towards more payouts. And then from there, maybe it's focused on a live account, right? So that's my focus for this year. Foregoing payouts, right? Working myself towards building a buffer, meaning getting past a profit target, not taking a payout in order to have a large balance in the account if and when, hopefully, I get considered. So that's my goal for props. For live accounts, it's just to trade better and larger. Continue to get better and larger in scale, right? It's usually everybody's game plan. CVD looking good. Are we going to pop here, man? Are we going to go back to the 6740s? There's like 184 on the book up there. Come on, ES. Make a decision, man. Make a decision. Put me out of my misery on these accounts or take me to the promised land. One or the other. Which channel in Discord where we post? Here we go. Let me read some stuff. Which channel in the Discord where we post the journey? You could do it in any of the channels. Again, I'll throw the link is in there. You can do it in any of the channels, but trades and P&L. There's one that says P&L/trades or dash trades or something like that. You could post in there. But if you post it in the main chat, it's fine. I'm going to go back through, look at the people that are posting a bunch, and give the OGs the OG role. And we're going to do a badass giveaway on Friday. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a Discord. It's going to be a Discord giveaway. Joe, at what point do you decide to go full-time with trading, Zach? For me personally, I felt I went very early. I went very early for a couple reasons. Um, I went when I was grabbing consistency, right? And I wanted to make a really, really, really big run at it. I wasn't able to dedicate the time and energy and effort to get better faster working my past career. But what I did in lieu of waiting for, 3 or 4 more years where most people would probably wait, is I saved I started with a large bankroll. I saved a considerable amount of money to be able to pay myself, right? And start with a large size live account for trading live capital, but to give myself a huge off ramp where I didn't need to make any money for really, like, if I was going to be very, frivolous and not care, easily like 12 to 18 months. If I wanted to stretch it, it was going to be plenty more than that. But I think that point for most people, like usually when you're asking those questions, it's, what should I do, or somebody that's considering it. And I'm sorry, even this, because I think this is important more to talk about. I used to wear that badge of honor. I trade full time, this and that. I have plenty of outside sources of income. I have outside sources of income based on what I do here with you guys, content, trading, partnerships, all that type of stuff. I have outside sources of income from other places. So technically, I really am not, I wouldn't even consider myself full-time trading, right? I think if you primarily are trading, as your bread and butter, and that's, what you are doing day in and day out, which I do, you could be considered full-time. But I really like to look at it like, I don't like to glorify that. I don't like to glorify that anymore. I don't think that it has to be one way or the other. I'm not saying you have to be a W-2 employee, but I think trading gives you a ton of freedom and flexibility. And while it takes a long time to grind this stuff out on the front end for those first years, after you start to grab onto some consistency, it really don't take all day. It's not an all-day endeavor, right? And you're not tired because you're not working outside and, sweating. So you have plenty of time to do many other things to generate outside sources of income, which I think are important. But if you said, hey, when should somebody consider going full-time, leaving their W-2 job to go full-time trading? I would be way more conservative than most people would be. And I would say you should have, at a bare minimum, 2 full years in the bank just for all of your living expenses. Whatever you spent for the entire year, the prior year, you should have 2 years of that. You should have 24 months, just in case things take a complete downturn. You're not nearly as consistent as you thought you were. But to put zero pressure on your trading and to put yourself in the best position, like 2 years. I don't even think a year is enough time, enough capital. You should also have, outside of that, trading capital. You should have a large amount, whatever you're comfortable with, for trading capital. If you're going to be strictly a prop firm trader, how much are you spending on prop firms? Are you fully loaded and stocked up? What are your monthly expenses? You should have all that bankrolled. I think if you're going full-time trading, you should be trading live accounts also. You should definitely be at the point where you're comfortable trading live accounts, and you should have whatever you are comfortable with, but a decent-sized large account, separate from the money that you are going to just be able to pay yourself with for many months outside of that, large-sized live account. And along with that, you should have some proven consistency. That's going to be different for everybody, what you're comfortable with. But you probably shouldn't make money for, 1 month and say, okay, I'm going to go quit my job, right? You want to be through some market conditions. You want to be years into this game, in my humble opinion. And then even then, you want to give yourself this huge off-ramp and put yourself in the best position. But even with doing all that, if I could give a piece of input, try, whether it's, whether you are a full-time trader, right? You're doing, trading primarily with your live account, with props, all this type of stuff. Try to have outside sources of income. Whatever side gig you run, investments, secondary businesses, your own LLC, or W-2 on something that you do that's maybe very flexible, that's completely remote, work from home. If you could put yourself in a situation where you are making money outside of trading and you are able to fully focus on trading, really be fully focused on trading, you put yourself in an insanely advantageous, place to make this work, right? Which is, I think, important. Like, trading is so hard, right? No, we know almost everybody fails. You're up against people like me, right, and others that are way better off than me that put themselves in that position, right? How can you compare a version of yourself sitting down to trade who has a bankroll in a live account and a bankroll to pay themselves because they've worked hard, they saved, they sacrificed on the front end to set themselves up this way, where they don't need to make any money from trading. They don't need to. There's no inherent need. Their bills are paid, their mortgage is paid, car insurance is paid, wife is good, everybody's, all that stuff, right? Family's doing good. If your back is against the wall and you're behind on rent and you have, $2,000 in an account, or you got a couple prop firm account and you need to make it work, it becomes near impossible. And I think a lot of guys, when they look at how they're going to go full time, they don't give them, or quit their job or any type of stuff, they don't give themselves nearly the off ramp and the capital that they need to actually stand a chance to make it work. And they forego, the way I was a little bit more aggressive with it, opportunities that you have plenty of time to work on and do that don't really take away from trading itself, that can allow money to keep flowing into your bank account, to either grow your trading capital as a whole, pay your bills, but again, create this risk-free trading from a place of abundance mindset. It is such a difference. So all of those things. That was a long rant about it, but at what point, I would say make sure you're feeling very confident, very consistent, and then plan for the worst. Are you able to sustain yourself if you didn't make money for like 18 to 24 months? And do you have a big savings account or bankroll? Do you have a trading account that is also set, not to pay yourself from, but if you were just losing money in that? If you put yourself in that situation, and you already have a big baseline, years in the game, I think you stand a much better chance of actually making it work. So I hope that helps. But also as a whole, again, man, I do not think about full-time trading as some badge of honor. Think about yourself as an entrepreneur. Think about trading as your own trading business. You run a trading business, you own and operate it. It has expenses, it has, winning months, losing months. How much time are you dedicating to that? How much time do you really need to dedicate that to make that work? And then what can you do outside? What other business can you run, or businesses? What side gig can you have? How can you get on somebody's payroll? How can you continue to put yourself in the best position? That's the way that I think about it. But as far as time in the markets and experience, I went early. Again, because I made the game plan, right? Made the game plan with my wife, with my family, talked about it, had put myself in that situation to do it. Not to say that guys haven't done it the other way. I've talked to plenty of solid traders that started with their back against the wall, that have had those stories. But those are much fewer and far between. Much fewer and far between. Big Frank, good morning. Down 90, such a chop fest. Yeah, this is looking super choppy now, guys. Super choppy. We got a fight going on. We're sitting here at this area of high volume, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Do we pick a direction out of this choppiness? I hope so. I hope so, but I don't know. I really don't know. This was looking really good multiple times. Wasn't looking so good a couple times. I like that we didn't just rip higher on that first pop that we got. It's just super duper choppy, turning into just a chop fest where I don't know that we see volatility in one direction. I don't know that we just don't start to grind higher or drift lower. But choppy here. Buyer's still holding it. I like CVD. I still like that. Negative 3,300 down around lows of the session for cumulative volume delta, showing that we still have sell volume up here, but I don't know. Don't have insane confidence in this one. Plenty to hold on to it, obviously, right? But yeah, we're gonna give this one room to breathe. See what we can do. But we'll hang out with you guys. We'll hang on a Monday. Are the ICT and SMC traders as well in your DC? In Discord, I guess you mean. I saw a guy. Morning, Mike Z. I saw a guy with analysis of ICT. So my Discord community is open. It's open to everybody. It's really non-discriminatory on trading style, on experience. It's a 100% free Discord. Everybody's welcome in. I don't trade in many of the ways that people will share things, right? Because of that reason. Everybody shares their own stuff. I don't think I have many guys that are actively hardcore trading either of those, or if they're the same thing. I don't really know exactly how it's classified. But yeah, you could hop in and share whatever you want. What are your thoughts on ICT trading? I think it's a complete waste of time. I think it's extremely overcomplicated. I think it's taught and marketed by an absolute psychopath, who's just been caught in every type of fraud and misrepresentation of, trading that you possibly can be. Do I think there's plenty of guys that have learned ICT that make something along the lines work? Sure, there's plenty of examples out there. But I think it's a cult following based on a misrepresentation of one person's abilities and understanding of the markets, right? We all want to be told, you probably want to be told here, right, that I know what's going to happen next. I coded this market. I can tell you how to trade. This is what you need to do. Study this like the Bible. This is exactly what happens. I know how this market moves to the tick, and this is the holy grail. You just need to pay me money or, promote my stuff. But don't worry about that. No, but that's not how this market works. I don't know any professional traders or traders that do well long-term that actually think that way at all. I really don't. But so the whole thing is rooted in this, in my humble opinion, incorrect and damaging belief about the way that we have to think about these markets, right? So I don't like it for that reason at all. And past that, I think it's incredibly overcomplicated. It's a bunch of reworded, relabeled terms for things that were already out there. Again, attempting to create this sense of security that we have more of an edge in the market than we do. And I think it's a huge waste of time and a bunch of BS. That's my 2 cents. Again, do I think like you could take a lot of the concepts out of it, a lot of the thought processes out of it, the way to think about trading, reversals and different market structure and price action, and gain experience and discretion by grinding the charts for long enough and then make something work? Sure, but I think it's a huge waste to start there as a beginner trader. They're almost all beginner traders. Very, very, very few that continue to actually trade that way that I've seen. So again, personally, I haven't done a ton of research on it. I haven't watched a bunch of the videos. I haven't learned all about it and taken notes and gone through any of these things. But that's my 2 cents on it, right? I've also just seen the comedy, out of the main guy, right? I don't know. I think if I ever tell you guys that I've been kidnapped by market makers, they're coming for me because I know too much and I'm sharing too much information with you. Or you catch me multiple times photoshopping stuff. You might want to question what I have to say, but what do I know? So anyway, that's my 2 cents, right? That's my 2 cents. But here's the thing. Here's what I also believe. Let me finish with this before I even read the chat, because I'm sure I'm pissing people off right now, right? What works for me is not going to work for you. And what works for you is not going to work for me, and vice versa for everybody, right? So why if you clicked on any single live stream, if you went back on YouTube and you said, oh, Zach's talking negatively about, some way of trading, and I don't like that. Here's what I will always accept and stand on to begin with. That might be, you might be a person that's perfect for, right? And that the way that you interpret the markets is similar to that. you have to find something that resonates with you personally. So experiment, try different things, right? Maybe try not to be sold on any one thing individually, but recognize that you're going to have to probably come up with your own combination of tools that you use based on your personality, your style, your risk tolerance, the way that you interpret these markets and interpret risk. And that's not going to be exactly the same for me or for you. So I show you what I like to do in the markets, what seems to work well for me personally, right? But I'm not going to say anything on my chart is the best or my style of trading is the best or what I do is the best for you personally, right? Because those are my beliefs. I don't know what the best is for you. You don't know what the best is for me, and vice versa. If we did, we'd all be trading one way. Everybody that made money would trade one way. And that is completely the opposite. It is just a complete, everybody's using different stuff. Very, very drastically different tools. So grain of salt, what I say, right? That might work very well for you. Different strokes for different folks. So, but again, if you ask me my opinion of something, I'm gonna try to answer it open and honestly, right? I think it's I don't know. Maybe I was older and more experienced, but I at the first glimpses of it, I was like, what? This is crazy, man. No. It works for many people, though. Just because one can't learn doesn't mean it doesn't work. I don't see it work for many people, Vanguard. I don't see many people that trade that profitably at all. At all. And out of the ones that people talk about, the guys that have made it to really big payouts, that are, really far along, I've heard them talk because I'm always interested in people that are doing really well. They actively talk down on majority of it. They say the guy's crazy. They don't believe in all the other stuff. And they say that, they just take some baseline things from it. Well, if you're going to do that, why are you wasting all your time becoming some kind of cult member? But as a whole, I don't see it work for many at all. I see nothing but really unprofitable and confused traders out of that group for the most part. Very small exception for guys that have traded for a super long period of time as well. The guys that are successful with that have been in the markets for like a decade, Probably going to make it work in a decade no matter what you trade. But yeah, that's my thing. So anyway, again, I don't like to ostracize anybody, and you're welcome if you're an ICT, SMC, whatever kind of trader. You're welcome in my community, man. Share your analysis, share your progress, right? What's going on, all that type of stuff. I'm going to crack jokes every once in a while the same way people crack jokes on the stuff that I do and vice versa, right? I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I'm not just going to try to make everybody happy. So that's my 2 cents. I think that stuff is a complete bunch of BS, waste of time as a whole, as a whole, for the most part. So anyway, I see treats started my first. At first, he was introducing to me to fraud that rebranded everything and complicates trading. And that gets a lot of hate until I gave him a chance myself. Yeah, I don't know. People hate ICT because they can't learn it and say it doesn't work. Complications equals failure. It's just hard. Yeah, I disagree. I disagree with that also. I think it's an overcomplication of something that does not need to be complicated. But that's my 2 cents. But you're free to have that, thought process. Napoleon once said, never correct your enemy in the middle of them making a mistake. More ICT traders equals more liquidity. Yeah, it's funny. If we really did, relied on a lot of on a lot of liquidity for the markets from retail traders. But again, guys, I'm really genuinely. I hope you can understand. I'm not here to say one thing works or doesn't work. I'm not here to say one thing's the best or is not the best. I really, honestly, I don't even like to stick my neck out and answer those questions because I don't like to ostracize anybody or make them feel bad. But I think personally, if you're asking me, you would do a lot better and you would have a much shorter learning curve and you would be able to have the right mindset about trading if you, instead of spent your time studying such in-depth, one way of doing things, maybe you took whatever information you had there and then you started to apply your personal preferences to the tools that you use, the way that you like to trade, and then you read some psychology books like Trading in the Zone, Best Loser Wins, The Mental Game of Trading, any of the other trading psychology books out there, and you framed a mindset around the way that all, in my opinion, professional and or profitable traders trade, which is really the opposite of what that group relies on and teaches. So that's just my 2 cents. So anyway, big love, Fabian. What's up? Yeah. Smart way of doing things is different. Let's go. Someone put the popcorn. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I'm not going to dispute any of that. It's fine. Yeah. Again, I would agree. I think what everybody teaches works some of the time, right? I think there's plenty of ways to create an edge in these markets. I never felt it's fraud. You just need proper approach. There are thousands of concepts, but only few works. You just need proper approach. Sure. Yeah. Again, guys, if stuff out there is working for you, that's good. If you're gaining some consistency or making money consistently, it's working for you. You do your thing. Do your thing. Again, what I hear, and I have to just go from objective, what I see from the market as well. I have thousands of traders, right, in a Discord right now. I've been putting out content for a while. I'm grateful to be on different platforms and talk to many, 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 many different traders. I can count on like one hand the amount of traders that have had success, like longer term consistency, trading that that ideology, whatever you want to call it. And all of them and every single one also says some of the stuff that you guys are saying, like, yeah, it's a bunch of random BS mixed in there and all this type of stuff, and I only take a couple things from it. And the number that say, I wasted so much time and so much money and so much energy on all this complicated stuff, and I did nothing but lose money, and then when I came away from that and I adjusted, I added my own things, I've done much better. That group, I can't even put a number on. So, I also go off of that, just my own personal, what I see, right? So, but again, I think it's it's up to you guys. Make this decision for yourself, right? You decide where you want to spend your time and what you want to learn, right? I'm very drastically different than that. I trade completely different, right? I'm heavily focused on discretion, intuition, right? I'm of the belief that I don't know what's going to happen next, and I don't need to make money. Straight out of quoting, multiple major psychology books. That's what's worked for me, right? That's what's given me some consistency, given me the confidence in my trading to continue to progress. But you might find something very, very different than me, and I think that's okay. It's totally okay. And again, I think trading can and should be incredibly simple. I think the simpler you can make it, the better. And I think the more complicated and complex you make it, the more difficult it becomes to execute, to repeat, the more it detracts from building your discretion, building your experience, building your ability to execute. And that stuff just leans into heavy complexity. It's so hard. It's so difficult. All these things. It's so many people fail because it's difficult, but it's so amazing. I don't believe that at all. I think simplicity. Make it stupidly simple. That's my 2 cents, chat. But I'm trading live with you guys and getting ready to take a loss. So feel free to say, well, if you trade an ICT, you would have made money today. I don't know. You can feel free to say whatever you want, That's up to you guys to make those decisions. But again, as a whole, I respect everybody's opinion. I really try to think that way. I respect everybody's opinion, everybody's approach to things, right? I've talked about many different ways to do this, to skin this cat. So hop in the Discord, please, man. Share your 2 cents with it. Share the the what you do, and just stand on business. That's all that I. Somebody asked about if I had. This started with somebody asked if I had ICT traders in the main Discord and people that share ICT or SMC or something like that. Whatever. Let me tell you how far this is open. Right. It's a free Discord. I don't discriminate by where you're from or what you do or whatever, how you trade. I had a dude hop in the Discord that was dead serious, and Wolf was in there. Dead serious that he figured out, he cracked the code to the markets. He's taking nothing but wins based on the sun's rays and the position of the sun. Tell me I'm wrong, chat, because some of y'all were in there, okay? This dude had an indicator that he coded. He was not selling something. He was sharing, right? And all that I required him to do, really, if you want to share stuff like this, is you got to stand on business. You got to share the wins, share the losses, share the P&Ls, make it legit, right? You can't come in and say, oh, I got it all figured out and I win, and here's just my green P&Ls. It's not Wall Street bets, okay? That stuff's fun to see, but it's not really going to help anybody. And he actually was attempting to do this. He made a YouTube video about it. He shared a lot, and he was in there. It wasn't until I was on vacation in the islands, and then somebody questioned what he was talking about, and he went on a racist, hateful rant that I had to kick his ass out, because nobody's able to be on racist, hateful rants in my community. But you could trade whatever you want, bro. You want to trade the tides of the Hudson River, you want to trade the sun's rays and the astrological signs, and you make money doing that? Show me how you do it, bro. Pull it up. Show me how you do it. Show me the wins. Show me the losses. Call it out beforehand. I'm happy to have you in there, man. Did I think up front and through the entirety of that gentleman sharing that he was probably a little bit early on and ahead of himself and what he had, and that didn't really make any sense? Sure, right? But I don't know. I can't physically know everything in this world. Prove me wrong, right? Teach me something new, So anyway, everybody's welcome in the free Discord. The only requirement is that you don't just post green P&Ls with no explanation. That you stand on business, right? Explain yourself, right? That's the deal. If you want to hop in and post something wild, that's cool. Expect everybody to ask you what the hell you're talking about, and then be ready to explain that. Otherwise, don't post. Simple as that. So, yeah. Oh. All right, we talked a lot about different stuff here. We talked about different trading styles. Was it a full moon? We got ducks down there. Yeah, chill out. Was it a full moon? I was relying strongly on Mars, no doubt. Sun's rays couldn't be worse than my last week. Moon is the moon. Let's see. Yeah. At the end of the day, we're all here to make money. Good community regardless of trading style. Yeah, there you go. Equal highs. Wouldn't be shorting. We'll see. We'll see. They have some. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Slowed down and took my top step. Nice, Mike. Trading the top step practice account to 23K. Very nice, man. I struggle with the scaling plan that makes me overtrade, oversized to get to the daily profit goal, count for payout. Yep. Yeah, be careful. Be careful with prop firm rules and how you apply them to your trading. I think it's important. The most growth I've experienced is after discovering. I see. Interesting. It takes real effort to make it work, though. I don't get how businesses that can generate tons of money with minimal effort should be easy. No, I don't think trading is easy at all. I think it's incredibly difficult. But I think there's a clear differentiation between difficulty by way of building experience, building intuition, building discretion, building a system, managing risk, working on your mindset, working on psychology, and complexity, what we do. And I was of the belief that trading had to be very complex. It had to be some crazy algorithm code to be cracked that we had to figure out with all these different indicators and tools and 47 different things. I don't believe that's true at all. It can be incredibly simple, stupidly simple. Some of the best traders that I watch trade with nearly naked charts. A little bit of order flow, nearly naked charts. So that's another area where I think guys get trapped in that. Because it's so complex and so hard, of course, it's going to provide this desired outcome, and it just does not. But yeah, we can come off of this, guys. Yeah, I gave you my 2 cents. I personally would not waste any time there. If you're doing good there, I think you're gonna do great if you come off of that. Anyway, use true beauty is simplicity. The VWAP kids learned to teach and manage risk. The VWAP kids, yeah, but yeah, man, find what works for you. That's all. Whatever you want to trade. Some crazy concepts. You go for it, man. You may probably make it work. I believe in order flow and in the algorithm, and both. Dane, I don't know how to answer the question. So when you say order flow, here's where it gets really dicey. When you say order flow, what are you talking about? Are you talking about level 2 data? Are you talking about this? This is order flow. This is level 2 data, live liquidity in the market above and below price, right? We are able to see resting orders. We're able to watch as they're executed. We're able to see quantities of orders on the book. This is liquidity. A lot of terms, in my humble opinion, are also misused by that community. Specifically, liquidity and order flow. There's a lot of videos about trading order flow and liquidity, and then there's no discussion of like order flow or liquidity, or posts about it I've seen. So that opens up another Pandora's box that I've cracked jokes about and stuff like that. Yeah, that and footprints. Cool. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Yeah, most ICT or SMC traders talk about order flow and liquidity without using order flow and liquidity. But again, man, we don't have to go down that road any further than we already have. All right, we're about break even on this trade, man. 10.55, nothing but straight chop. Let's talk about these markets, man. Nothing but really just choppy markets here, man. Back and forth around VWAP. We are holding some downtrend structure here. This doesn't look horrible. I've continued to watch cumulative volume delta drop off, which is just a readout between the difference between buy and sell volume anchored to a specific point. I'd love to see us start to pick up some movement to the downside here, catch a W. But overall, it feels like we got a large movement out of this overnight session, Asia, London. And we opened up right back down to this volume-weighted average price, and we've really just been hanging out up here. Is the market going to make a decision? Doesn't have to. We just chop here. We do whatever we want, right? That's the way that I think about trading. Anything can happen at any reason for any time. It's not pre-coded by an algorithm that does that one specific algorithm that does one specific thing. There's plenty of algorithms that run. You can see them on Bookmap. But the market can do whatever it wants. It doesn't have to go and grab liquidity. It doesn't have to go and run stops. I'm anticipating a move back down around multiple levels of liquidity to the downside. So I am trading for that. An area of high volume, a nice round psychological number. I don't know that we get it, man. It just feels like this. It wasn't a no news Monday. We had some news. It feels like this kind of choppy movement here at VWAP. I'm going to hold on to this one. There's nothing that's screaming at me to get out personally. Like I said, going to allow myself even more discretion trading here ES with you guys live every dang day. But I'm going to hang on to this one down around that prior day high, prior day value area high, 6,700 area of high volume, liquidity on the chart. Liquidity on Bookmap that we have down there. Negative 5,400 cumulative volume delta pushing the downside. Can we do it? I don't know. If we don't, we chop or we go and run highs. We go and push to the upside. So we'll have to see. I think a problem for this trade specifically is not going to be time. It's going to be Trump starting to talk at 1:15. That could generate some volatility. I don't know that I want to be. I really want to be in a trade while he starts talking. That's 1:15 p.m. Eastern. We got some time before that, but if you're going to be in a trade, from the morning, recognize that 1:15 could definitely get dicey. We could absolutely see, some volatility pick up one way or the other as the market interprets, what that gentleman has to say today. That's what I got. I would love to see this thing work out. I'm going to hang out for a little bit longer because we really started to drop off here on cumulative volume delta. It looks like we might want to run it. I'm happy to be short here, but don't know. Sweep of overnight high, maybe a crazy move, and then a sell off, right? Take pop stops that are up here, maybe. But man, put up a fight at VWAP, man. Cannot give up VWAP. A couple times dip below, but really not able to today. So we hang out, we chat, talk about crazy concepts and all these different types of tools and ways that people like to trade, right? All that fun stuff. Oh, hey, we're talking about that. I had a cell phone video. It said sorry, no. Oh, yeah, we talked about that. The thing is, we can read the charts without using those tools, but I believe the tools help, especially with reversal points. Some ICT traders trade turtle soup, which I don't. Yeah, you can use whatever tools you want to use or don't want to use. You could trade completely with no order flow and footprints or a depth of market, which most traders do. Most traders, I would argue, as a whole, if you looked at trading as a whole, are not trading with order flow. But what I was saying specifically is you can't physically see what is on this tool without having the tool in front of you. And that claim is made often, right? Where talk about where liquidity is and the type of liquidity and what's going on. You're not able to see level 2 data unless you have level 2 data in front of you. So that's what I mean when I talk about, order flow and this these types of tools. I'm not saying that you have to use them. Again, I would say I think most people wouldn't. But yeah, I've had people tell me, they make videos about it, why they know exactly what's going on Bookmap and order flow already just on a candlestick chart. My argument is I was trading live with you guys last week and I was demonstrating the ability to hit the sell button on limit with 10 or 20 NQ contracts, so anybody could do that at any time. So we don't know unless we can watch it. I think this can help with it tremendously. Nice. I was wondering if you need an editor. No editor is needed. Thank you. Spoke to a market maker. He said the phone rings and he has to place 15 or 20 million shares order for a client. He has to get the best average price. So he'll move the market if he needs. There you go. Use footprints? No, I don't use footprint charts. I think footprint charts can be very helpful as well. But I don't personally use them. Just too much to try and learn. Get the right price. Chance. We don't have a chance. Yeah. What are we gonna do here at VWAP, guys? Can we give up VWAP? Can someone call up the market makers and the algos and ask them which way it's gonna go today? Yeah, that'd be great. Just joking, of course, guys. Just joking. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out in this one short. We'll see. 11 o'clock. We'll see if we can't go and run towards this this prior day high, prior day value area high. Interesting, man. Interesting. Well, I'm not gonna go anywhere for a little bit. I want to see it happen. I think we're likely either gonna just come down, tap lows, and then come right back up and continue doing what we're doing, or go and push towards highs, or we're gonna actually start to F and move here. And I'd love to not end the live with a trade on, so we can catch a winner or a loser, right? Live, I prefer to do that, but this has not done really anything, really much of anything. A couple points in either direction of my entry. So we will see. Zach, do you have a preference between minis or micros? Yeah, minis. I prefer the mini chart, just volume and the way that it prints. If you don't know, micros are just the micro contract, giving you a lower tick value. For me, on a trade like this, wanted to stop up here. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to throw my stop all the way up here on one mini. So drop down to micros. Probably could have made it work with one mini. But I will swap if I have to, right? Like it just depends. I adjust for volatility. So, your trade for that day has to be whatever it has to be, right? Without being too vague about it. And your stop loss has got to go wherever it needs to go based on your trading style, your approach. If you can't get your stop loss where it needs to go based on how volatile the market is that day with one mini, you got to drop your ass down to micros, trade micros. But it just comes down to risk management and position sizing. If you're trading a very small account or a 50K account or 150K account, whatever it is, you want to risk a smaller amount per trade. Your stop loss has to be in a spot where you can't do that on minis. Come down to micros. I think it's as simple as that. We know they're extremely similar. Sometimes volume tools, which I use heavily, obviously, end up in a little bit different area. Price itself can end up in the way candles print in a very ever so slightly different way, especially around high volatile times. All those reasons I prefer minis, but it's not like people talk about it in like an ego way, or like, oh, you have to trade minis or you have to trade micros. All right, I don't know. You could trade like I don't know why you would. You could trade like hundreds of micros if you wanted to, versus one mini. So like you could. It's all about where you could throw your stop loss stupid wide and have an insane amount of risk on a bunch of micros if you want. So I never get that like argument, minis versus micros. But with prop accounts, I think I think micros make a lot of sense. In my live, I don't have to mess with it. It's trading a little bit larger size. But you got tight, max loss limits on these accounts, right? So, some of them 50K, 25K accounts, or even smaller. One mini, especially on something like NQ, is going to be it's going to be a lot of risk. It's going to be heavy. So micros can be helpful. Nothing wrong with that. I would say don't have an ego, right? Got to make it work small first before you can make it work large. And then even as you make it work large, there's going to be days where the market's ripping. And that one or two minis that you usually trade is going to be like 5 or 6, right? And you probably want to drop down to micros. They're also more flexible, right? More flexible for entries and exits. Maybe you are somebody that wants to only trade. Maybe you can't trade with, 3 minis, for example, but you want to be able to scale into and out of your trades. You want to take profit in multiple different levels. You could do that with 10 micros instead of, your multiple minis, right? So that's the other piece. More flexible with entries, exits, stop loss placement, target placement. Yeah. But nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Facts. I love scaling into micros on momentum pops. There you go. NQ on 2K drawdown. It's tough. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? Like if you're starting with a $2,000 account trading NQ minis off the open, like you don't have that much room to work, you know? Don't have that much room to work. How's NQ looking? Don't have the charts in front of me. Let's see. Let's see over here on a second screen how NQ's looking. Still way more bullish, still holding above VWAP, but coming back down. Coming back down towards VWAP. Dow still down below VWAP. Looking like it's kind of finding a base here. A little bit. And then ES kind of sitting here in the middle, down below VWAP. Ever so slightly. Choppy. Choppy Monday. Coming into the end of the month. Could get a little bit dicey tomorrow. We'll have to see. And we got some news the latter part of this week. But should be a good week of streaming, guys. I'm going to be here with you. If you're new, welcome to the show. Excuse me. I'm going to be here with you guys 9:30 a.m. Eastern every dang day. And we're going to mix in some power hour, 3 p.m. segments. And maybe, if we're feeling crazy, a London session. Wake my ass up in the middle of the night like I used to and trade London with you guys. We'll see. We will see. But we're definitely going to mix in some other sessions. Let's see. I know it goes NQ. 50K, 9:30 a.m. trade open, 9:32 liquidated. yeah, dude. It's especially NQ. It's very volatile, very fast moving. Minis are. It depends on the instrument that you're on as well. When we talk about minis versus micros, right? Are you trading a super slow moving contract, like not even a US indice? Are you trading NQ at 9:30 a.m. Right? I'll definitely set my alarm for London sesh to hop on. Yo, I'll let you guys know. I'll let you know in Discord here. Hop in the free Discord. I'll let you know. I don't have any of those additional sessions scheduled because I don't know exactly when and what day I'm going to do it. But I'll always tag you guys. I'll try to let you know ahead of time. And at very least, I'll be tagging you like that day as we're going live or maybe a little bit before. That's for sure. We'll hype it up. All right, man. All right, we're going to try it again. Negative 5,500 on cumulative volume delta. I don't know. Can we get outside of this area of volume and head back down towards this one, right? 47 levels down here. I don't know. I'm going to hold on to this one, though. We're going to see. Zach, could you please explain the difference between straight to funded Sim Pro and the instant funded account? Yes. First off, though, I have multiple videos on my YouTube explaining it, but since I haven't really yapped too much about Top 1 Futures today, I will explain it. We'll go to the site real quick. But I do have multiple videos on my YouTube. I have tutorial videos on my YouTube talking about Project X, which is this platform that I'm trading right here, talking about TradingView, talking about trading itself, talking about different prop firms, Top 1 Futures. I have a ton of videos that I continue to put out. Just put one out on the instant funded accounts, my favorite accounts. But we got two different account types from Top 1 Futures. And we're going to do a brief overview. This is not going to be everything. Make sure you go to the site, click right here, the frequently asked questions page, and come through and read all of the rules, everything, right? But we're just going to do the brief overview. I'm going to give you the standout differences so you can maybe make a better decision. Two of these accounts, 2 out of the 3, are instant funded, right? That's what we're going to be talking about. This is a challenge account. Obviously, you can see by the price, super duper cheap. You got to pass a 1-step challenge. You get funded. You go from there, right? These 2 over here are instant funded, meaning you pay one price, no activation, no challenge, no time limit, no nothing. You're into a funded account, trading towards profit. You stand to withdraw from day 1, okay? The instant sim funded is what probably most people are most familiar with. The standard instant funded model, which is a trailing end of day max loss limit, right? For example, on the 50K is $2,000. End of day, meaning throughout the day, it doesn't trail up with you. Just want to check this trade real quick, guys. Yeah, hang on one second. We're going to talk about this. I had Bookmap over to... Bookmap over to the side here, and I started to see it. So we're starting to push lower here, guys. I'm not going to look to grab a small amount of profit on this one. There's definitely an instance, definitely a risk here that we just sweep this low. You know, we fail this closing outside of this initial balance low right here, right? These are other things that I like to pay attention to, right? We have a failed auction, and we don't really continue this push lower. But so far, right now, you know, that ain't enough for me, and there's not a reason to close just yet. But I do like that. I like the continuation, the push to the downside. I like what we have on Bookmap. We got levels that we continue to come through on Bookmap. We got some to get through right here at the 15s. This is headed down towards those levels down below. We don't have a lot. We don't have a lot all the way down here, which is a little concerning. Maybe I look for a take profit if we continue to drop around this 05, 04 level, right? Kind of secondary way that I'm going to be looking to use Bookmap here. And again, not really a special order flow tool, just cumulative volume delta, something that I really like to watch, continuing to drop off, showing that we do have sell volume behind this move. If I'm in a short and we're moving lower, I want to see CVD align with that and continue to move lower. I don't want to see this start to grow, buy volume start to outweigh sell volume, you know, us find a base and then, you know, start to turn. So far we're going to hold on to this one. Again, I might be a little bit aggressive with a take profit on this one, just based on what we have down there. We really don't have big buy side orders resting down there. I'd love to see that, but we have to see if we start to drop like really aggressively. I'm gonna hang on, but discretionary close, right? That comes with just my subjective interpretation of price action. Otherwise, I would have a take profit, right? I would have to take profit in one specific spot, and then I would just go have a cup of coffee and, you know, call it a day, right? If you're not going to do that, you're going to apply your discretion, right? So let's see if we can't catch a little W on this one. I'll come back to top one. I know the person that asked that. I didn't finish the conversation. Take a look here. You're on a 150K account. Yeah, you could see it at the top. This is 750K accounts. Can you not see it? Oh, I didn't. Sorry, guys. I usually do this. Damn it. My bad, guys. This is the same. If you're new or you haven't followed along, Neo, I know you've been here. This is the same F and 7 pack of accounts that have been trading for damn near ever that are unfortunately not doing too hot, getting ready to die. But I said I was going to trade these new straight to sim funded pro accounts from the beginning when they launched, all the reasons. So I'm still trading them. Not really supporting my goal to work towards a live account. I would do that individually in the instant fundeds. I think that's a better opportunity to do it. But yeah, these are 150K and 7 copy traded. On Project X with Top 1 Futures. If you're asking for my preference, I prefer the instant fundeds. They are more expensive with a better rule set. That's the easiest way to describe them. But I will talk about what that rule set is. And the straight to sim funded pros, the ones that I'm trading right now, might be really beneficial for certain traders, right? If you can handle certain rules, you get yourself into a much less expensive account to start with. And you can copy trade more of them. So you can maybe make more money if you're working yourself towards a payout. Yeah, man. Come on, let's go. Yes, let's see it. It's 6,700. Put the money in the bag, ES. Negative 90 to plus 170. Stressful. Gonna close it. Yeah. If you're feeling stressed, man, the chop. Yeah, you're feeling stressed. Close it. Big red bubble. Absorption into reversal higher. No, not well, maybe, but not what I'm trading for. No. Um, continuation. The downside, big red bubble volume, but buyers not absorbing it yet. At least not yet. Maybe now. Maybe as we come into the six. I would say the area that I'm really worried about. We got two right here where we're about to hit 67.10s. We got quite a bit of liquidity there, but even more so these 05s, which are here we go, which are above the area where I would really like to be taking profit down here. But I really don't know that I want to hold for a break and push below, an area where we got a few hundred on the book, the most prominent spot on the chart until we come all the way back up to like 67.50, way up there, completely to the other side, has like 220 on the book for ES. So no, not yet. As you can see, we're still continuing lower, at least for the way that I'm reading this, right? But let's see. Yeah, 05s might be a problem, guys. We'll see. We might be get a problem right here. We'll have to find out. But can't complain. Can't complain. Let's see. Getting a little wiki down here. Nah, this still looks good. CVD fell off of a cliff. Again, just a tool that I use, right? Does that mean that we have to continue lower because we're at approaching negative 10,000 cumulative volume delta from the time that I anchored it? No, of course not, right? Market can do whatever it wants to do, right? And it usually does. It usually does the opposite of what everybody expects it to do. But I'm in from above VWAP. Maybe we get a retest of that level. I think a retest of the 20s, the 23s near my entry could be completely reasonable, but not enough for me to do anything just yet on this one. Not a spot to take profit yet. You guys know I'm not a fan of stop loss to break even unless there's some reason to close the trade that I deem fit. Hang on. Let's see. Diamond hands. Yeah. That's my favorite meme to post in Discord. Ugh. Paper hands. Panic seller. Nope. Diamond hands. Yeah, you got to hold your trades, man. It's, it's a common one, right? It's obvious. What do most people tend to do? They tend to close out their trades early, right? Their profitable trades early. They tend to hold on to their winners. That type of stuff. Excuse me, they tend to hold on to the losers all the way to a stop loss. You got to reverse that a little bit. Zach's diamond hands is me using my pants. I can never hold like Zach does. Oh, yeah, here we go. Ready? Here's how I'm going to hold this one, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab some water. We'll see what happens. Be right back, guys. Chair. It's chair's fault, guys. It's reversing. Chair did this to us. Yeah, man, I would have loved to see that continue lower. Obviously would love to see that continue lower. Little pull back. Gonna let it breathe. As always, you guys know I'm not a big stop to break even guy. We'll see if we can't get this damn push lower, this continuation down around these 6700s, 6705s. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, above this 6710 at that could be an issue. We don't really have much until we start to drop. Not looking for a home run. Not holding for anything crazy, but just looking for a little bit further of a continuation in this market. I am a little concerned that we had a lot of time to do this already. We started to sell off here. We got buyers now trying to step back in, that we just dip down here and we don't approach this area and we come right back up and we chop here. That's a real possibility here, that we are just not going to come down to yesterday's high, that we're not going to come down, into this area of high volume down here. We're just going to hang out way up here and then start to push back off and go dance back around where we danced around all morning. We wicked lower, did the business that we needed to do down here, and then we're done, right? There's always a possibility for that. But that's not what I'm trading for, right? Not what I'm trading for. I'm trading for a push down to a reasonable spot on the chart. At least a little bit more continuation on the downside. Like, we can still close this a nice big bullish candle if we want. Just give me my short. Let's see. Okay, Chair, be a good chair. Don't collude with the market makers. Chair said too late already. Cut deals, and he's about to add to the trade. Wouldn't listen. Yeah, Chair colluding. That funny. But we got one playing out, man. Can we catch a W on this? Can we continue this Monday momentum here? I think we might, chat. I think we might. I think we just gotta be patient. And I think one thing's for certain. We can catch our little $300 W right here if we want. But if we're not patient to hold back to see if this thing is in fact going to continue, or if we are going to just pull back up on us, that's all we'll ever be able to do. Let's catch a little W, right? Gotta hold on to those winners. Sometimes, when it makes sense. All right, just look at a couple things here. Let's see. Come on, ES. I know you want to do it. I know you want to dump. Take me to the promised land, ES. Let's see. Still looking weak, coming down around the lows. CVD still dropping off at its lows. Yeah, again, guys, I think, like I said, just measuring this out. Yeah, down in here for a take profit. Maybe even maybe before this prior day high. I think this is a nice area, like way down in here. But I'm a little cautious that we come right into the 67.05s. We catch some of these buyers and we see a little bit of a turn. Zooming out, looking at price action, market structure, I think that's a pretty solid spot to look for a take profit if we continue, right? If we don't just turn from here. But that's what I'm looking to do. And while we're hanging out on here, like I said, we're back to random days, random times for the giveaways. We got a huge giveaway running in Discord for this Friday. No purchase necessary. Hella prop firm accounts up for grabs on that one. If you want in, hop in the free Discord. Link is in the chat. I'll throw it in there again in just a minute. Damn, ES. Come on, man. Let's make me wait for this one. But what I was going to say is we're going to run a giveaway here today also. You guys are awesome. We had good conversations. Nobody got too crazy about their insane trading concepts. So we're going to run a giveaway. We're going to give away today. Like count for the giveaway. We're going to make it super easy so we can drop it like right away. 60 likes. 60 likes. Giveaway at 60 likes. Go ahead and smash the like button. If everybody on here hits it right now, I'm confident we will immediately get to 60 likes. If you are on X or somewhere else, if you're on Kick, I'm going to give you the form. If you are on X, hop over to YouTube. Hop on over to YouTube. Got to get it over here. But 60 likes, we're going to do a giveaway for an instant funded prop account. That's right, people. There it is in the chat. Giveaway at 60 likes. Giveaway at 60 likes. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm sorry, X people. The form's going to drop in Discord. Form's going to drop in Discord. So you got to be in the Discord to get the form. Pretty simple. Got to be in Discord to grab the form. So if you're not in the Discord, here's the link already. If you can't get in through this link, you can find another way to get in contact with me and I'll get you in. There you go. Yeah, 53 likes. We're gonna drop it in a minute here, guys. But hop in the Discord. It's gonna be in the Discord in probably just a couple minutes. Gonna give you guys like 10 minutes to get it filled out. And ES is gonna fall out of bed and give you a max profit today. It's going to go rip through the 66.90s. No, I don't know, man. Buyers putting up a little fight here. This still looks good. They tried. They can't take it just yet. Can't take it back north just yet. All right, I'm going to make this easy for you guys. Giveaway form is live in Discord right now. Here's the deal. Only fill it out one time. If you spam it, I'm going to go to extreme lengths to make your life terrible. Just don't stop trying to get over on me and everybody else. Number 2, only fill it out one time. That's the same as number 1. Number 3, you got 10 minutes to get it filled out. We're going to run the giveaway here live on the YouTube stream, on stream here, and you have to be on stream to claim it, okay? If you fill it out 1,000 times, You can't be on stream to claim it with the username that you made up for YouTube, right? So it's another disclaimer and kind of way to do this. Also, the account is coming directly from Top 1 Futures. If you use your brothers and your grandmas and your sister's email, you're not going to get the account because I'm going to tell them this email only. No change in emails. So just don't waste your time, man. I'm going to like 47. You got to do 1,000 different things to prevent everybody from scamming nowadays. Hella annoying. But giveaway is in Discord. Giveaway form. Live in Discord. There you go. Giveaway forms live in Discord. 10 minutes until the winner's picked. We're going to get the ducks loaded up. We're going to run a duck race on here. Appreciate you guys being here. Remember, random days, random times on stream. We're giving out instant funded accounts. Instant funded prop accounts. No challenges. No activation fees. We're getting people funded. And if you want even more of the giveaway opportunity, hop in Discord. Read what we got going on for Friday. It's going to be good. As we are finding a little bit of a bottom here at the 67.12-ish area, crack the 67.10s, send it down to the 67.05, 6700s. That's what I want out of this one. This little $425 times 7 would be nice, but I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. Hold on to my trades. Attempt to hit a little take profit here. Let's see if we can get another leg down. Don't know if we're going to get it. Don't know if we're going to get it. Let's see. Getting ready to look for this one, guys. Oh, we got 8 micros. Let me not mess up an exit here. Yeah, right into that 05 level. Right into that 05 level, 67.05. That's what I'd like out of this one. Depends on what happens in the next 10 minutes because we got to get some ducks out here. We got to run some duck races. And we can't be running duck races and taking profits at the same time. There we go. There we go to the downside. Trading 67.08. Let's go. I'm not looking for an insane crack through here, but just a little bit more of that push to the downside. I think below that 67.05 could be a problem. We do have liquidity on the book down there. We got some buyers stepping in right here. I really don't love that reaction there. Looking at Bookmap, we had quite a bit of buy orders get fed in right there. I still think this thing could go, but this is not looking great down here. Here's where the discretion comes in. Negative 10,000 on CVD. We were still dropping off as we pushed lower, but I really don't like those buyers stepping in there, or just price climbing back up because who knows really what's going on, right? We don't have to pretend like we know what's going on behind the candles. Yeah, I want to front run these 05s. I don't really want to take it right now. 67.10s. Wicking getting bought right back up. Yeah, I'm gonna stay patient for this one, guys, or I'm gonna let it come all the way back on me. It is giveaway time, though. If you didn't fill the form out already, it's in Discord. Go ahead and get it filled out. Oh, what the fuck? ES, man. ES. Pull back and dump it now. Let's see. Just not getting the follow through on these damn trades that I'd like to see. man. Don't like that. I don't like it at all. Talking through trade management here, guys. I'm still hanging on to this, right? When you're in profit and you don't close a trade, just to articulate what you're doing, you know, you're leaving risk on. You're leaving risk on the line. You're making yourself, giving yourself the opportunity for larger gains, but you are risking whatever profit you have on. When you slam the close button, you're taking yourself out of the opportunity flow. You're done, but you are securing whatever profit you have on at whatever level, and who cares what happens next, right? Hated that reaction at the 08s, 09s. Decision making time. Let it come all the way back, or look to grab some profit here. Last chance, man. We ate up some sell orders to the upside. Do we just reverse here and just turn this thing back bullish? Is this all we're going to do? Or are we actually going to go dip down? I'm going to hang on to this one, guys. Like I've said multiple times. I'm hanging on for that push down towards prior day high. We've sold off this much. Sellers have continued to take it lower. Negative CVD, heavy. Yeah, we're getting this back and forth movement while we're pushing lower, but we are still continuing lower. There's definitely a risk here. It's definitely a risk here. Let's see. Can I get a little bit more out of this thing without being greedy? Or it dumps. The absolute bottom falls out and we come all the way down through the 6690s. That's absolutely on the table for today. Nah, buyers again down here, man. Yeah, I might be a little conservative with this one, guys.
Order filled.
I'm taking this one right here, guys. We might get the nice dump down here. I'm taking it. I got to run a duck race with you. I've hung out in this one for way too damn long already. $500 profit across the 7-pack. Nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, but I'm going to secure it there. I don't like the reaction down here. I think there's a good chance that we just bounce right back up. I don't want to forego the $500 in pursuit of the 6705s. If I'm going to hold down here, I got to be targeting like a big move, right? It has to be worth leaving this amount of profit on the line for a larger continuation. So I'm going to take it right there. 500, again, nothing crazy, but working this bad boy into some profit. W, no complaints. Happy with the entry, happy with the management. We'll see where it goes from here. Review, right? And look to improve from there. So now that we got that out of the way, W in the chat, W on the live stream. Let's get somebody a W and get them funded with a new instant funded account from Top 1 Futures. Actually, a straight to funded Sim Pro account from Top 1 Futures. Just to be accurate, where is my giveaway form? Damn it. I want to throw it on the screen because some of you guys don't listen with headphones. What the hell? Hold on, chat. There we go. Boom. It's giveaway time. If you guys didn't get it filled out, get the form filled out. We are getting ready to run a duck race here. Let's get ready to run it. Let's get ready to run it. Guys, last chance. Chatty chat chat. We are going to run a duck race. I'm going to give everybody like 2 more minutes. Here is the link to the free Discord. I'm dropping the giveaway form in the free Discord. Again, in case you guys missed it, but it's in the main chat. It's in the main chat. Boom. And we are going to get ready to run a duck race. We got a lot of responses on here. And I anticipate that one of you idiots spammed it again. But guess what? We're going to run it. And if you win the account is going to go to your one single email from Top 1 Futures. Nobody's getting sent money. Okay? You guys ruined that for yourself. So if you win this account and it goes to your email, the one single email that you provide on here, and you have another account with Top 1 Futures, I'm going to do the research to find out what email you do have, right? And if I find out that you spammed the form and continue to make a problem for me and for everybody else, I'm going to make sure that you not only don't win, but that you get blacklisted for scamming from every person that I'm partnered and affiliated with. Okay? So don't ruin it for yourself, right? Don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin it for everybody else. Don't ruin it for yourself. Okay? Let me throw this again. Giveaway form again. Boom. Yeah. There we go. Last chance, guys. Last chance. We're going to get the ducks loaded up. Going to have some fun on this one. Yeah, but you guys are persistent. You know what's crazy? I've given every single person that's done it a second chance. I'm not going to rant about it because I've been yapping about it every time I do it. But I give everybody a second chance. I asked them nicely not to do it, right? Please don't, spam the form. Don't fill it out 47 times. Hey, if you do that, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to make sure you don't win, and then I'm going to make sure that you get blacklisted from firms because you're scamming and you're trying to take away from everybody. You can only use one email anyway, so it doesn't make sense. They still do it. Even worse, the main culprit had already won. What a shit show on that one. All right. Last couple seconds, guys. 60 seconds, guys. Remember, you got to be on the live stream to claim it after you win. You have to be here on the live stream in chat to claim it after you win. Getting ready to give away a Top 1 Futures straight to Sim Funded Pro 50K account. All right. I gave everybody enough time. That was way over 10 minutes. Let me actually just make sure. Let's see. Yeah, it was like 15 minutes. All right. We're good. Let's get it rolling. Guys are hella annoying. There's an I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna make it a problem for them. If you fill the form out more than one time, which I can see now, there's 2 people. There's 2 culprits. I'm gonna try to make sure that you don't get an entry to the race. But if you somehow win, I can promise you it's gonna be worse than not just winning an account. But you guys are making your own bed so you can sleep in it yourself. Oh, still going. Same person, still going. What an idiot. Anyway, let's get ready to run it. Remember, you got to be on the live stream, and then we're gonna find out if you're the problem child here. All right, let's go. We got 78 ducks in a row. We are going to. Oh, sorry. Let me actually stop this thing on. No more entries. No more entries. No more entries. Let me get the banner up. Remember, guys, if you want to check out Top 1, link is in the chat. This is for a 50K straight to sim funded pro account. We run these almost every damn day on the live streams, but I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm doing bigger and better giveaways, trying to avoid the endless amount of scammers that we're getting here. But let me read the chat because you guys threw a bunch of W's, management. Nice, yeah. Yeah. We're still trading 67.10s. We'll see if that continues. We'll go back and do some review afterwards. Let's see. What's up, guys? Yeah. We threw it. All right. We're ready to roll. Quack. If someone else uses your name, Randy. Well, if you're here and you use your own name, then I would assume that it's not you. First off, I'm not going to assume that you spammed the form, Randy. Okay? I know some of you guys. All right? This is really obvious. I don't want to make anybody nervous. If you hit the form accidentally 2 times, it's not going to be a problem. I'm talking about the repeat offenders spamming the form with a bunch of different fake names and usernames and Discords and emails that are continuing to find their way back in. I'm going to make sure that you don't win because I'm not going to give you an entry. And if somehow you do win and you claim it, right, and I find out through the back end that you did that, I'm going to go to great lengths to make sure that it does not go well for you. So don't do that. I think that's what anybody would do, right? Just don't scam. There's consequences for scamming. Accidents happen. All right, guys, that's enough. Let's run it. Ducks are in a row. 2 minutes on the clock. The ducks are off. Let's go. Yeah, Andrew Baggs, you're okay. Don't worry. I'm talking about like, for example, right? How would this not go well for you? You have an account with Top 1 Futures, right? You win with your name, but you used 47 different emails on the form, and it goes to a fake email or another one of your emails, and then you say, oh, well, I need to put it on this email. That's going to generate an immediate red flag. I'm going to review. I'm going to find out who it was. I'm going to see that it was multiple emails on the form, and then we're going to have a problem. But outside of that, we're good. Don't worry about it, guys. If you're not doing that, you're fine. Just fill the form out one time. Sandy, Pure Soul, Wellesley Woo, Fireblade, Lies, Heaven Trades, TV Bots. Let's see. George 69 up front. The number 54 Duck, the big snowman beak. That's an advantage, man. He's going to cross the finish line first. That's tough. This is all your, what did I do? Discord names today? I think I did your Discord names. Yeah, these are all your Discord names. Let's see. Iconic Prash. Let's see. Ozilet. You guys got crazy Discord names. The number 6 Duck, the number 69 Duck up top. Rylan, number 14 Duck. Let's see. Iconic Prash holding strong out front. The number 69 Duck. Randy down on the bottom, looking really strong. Randy, I know you have a separate issue which we're not going to discuss. Randy hit a stop loss. Rhombus out of nowhere. A Discord OG. Sandy really close. Ooh, Rhombus with the W. I know you're in chat because you've been talking nonstop. Let me just make sure that, yep, this is the same. Yeah, see, there we go. Listen, bro, the Ducks don't lie, okay? The same thing, just like, they say, like, ball don't lie, right? Like, if somebody gets, like, cheated on a play in football or basketball, that almost always it just makes itself right. the team, they turn over immediate interception right after. The Ducks don't lie, bro. You scam, you're not going to get it. You're not going to win. I don't rig this. It's random. Rhombus, where are you at in the chat? W's in the chat. We're getting this man funded with a straight to sim funded pro account from Top 1 Futures. Throw some W's in the chat. Throw some W's back in the chat. That's the wrong banner. Let me throw that back up. Let's pop back over to this one right here. No, wait. This one right here. If you guys want to check out Top 1 Futures, the link is pinned on the top of the chat. 45% off the instant funded accounts. My favorite accounts from them. You guys can check them out for yourself. Let's see. It's not here. No, Rhombus is taking the W on that one for sure. He was here all morning. I'm gonna have to assume he got disconnected or something if he's not here. He's claimed it by being here every single day and being here on the chat. But I saw a couple questions got liquidated. Yeah, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes you guys Ducks hit stop losses. If you can't see your name, I have to assume that it was behind my face or overlapping with somebody else. They're all in there. I take a copy and paste of everybody that fills the form out. Damn, I didn't see my duck the whole time. You guys are all funny, man. Congrats. There he is. He's here. There we go. Rob. Yeah, listen. Yeah, there he is. Again, guys, like some of the stuff that I do, I'm not trying to make anybody nervous. Like you guys that are here, everybody that's here all the time. Yassine, I see all you, Neo, Andrew. Like, you're all good. We're good, man. I know you guys. I have to really try to be cautious to not take an opportunity away from you guys. You're good. No, you're good. You won. Yeah, you won. No, you won, Rhombus. You won. You won. You must have missed it for 2 seconds. You were here all morning talking to me and here every other damn day. But you took the winner. I even started having. Yeah, you're good. You're good. All good. You got the win. Don't worry. Rhombus got the win. We're good. I wasn't saying that. Didn't say Rhombus wasn't going to get the duck. Again, guys, I have to put these processes in place, right? But there's being pragmatic about it also, right? So if Wolf wins and he's here all morning and then all of a sudden at the end of the duck race, he's silent, he still wins the duck, okay? I'm going to be pragmatic about this stuff. Anyway, guys, congratulations to Rhombus. We got a W on the stream as well. We put some profit in these accounts. Looks like we're going to continue down to the 67.05s where I was originally looking. So it's going to call for some even more review. Diamond hands in these trades all damn day. I'll be here. Quick reminders, guys. I'll be here 9:30 a.m. Eastern every damn day this week. Trading live with you guys the same way that I always am. 100% free. No course, no VIP, no nothing. If you want a chance to win more accounts, Rhombus, I'm going to hit you up afterwards. If you want a chance to win more accounts, hop in the free Discord. Here is the link again in chat right now. We have multiple giveaways rolling this week, and we have a big one rolling for this Friday. No purchase necessary. You got to hop in the Discord today because you got to do it all week. Share your trading journey. Details are pinned in the updates and announcements and alerts or whatever it is, that main channel, describing exactly what you got to do to get yourself an entry. You don't want to do any of that? Totally cool. Hit like, hit subscribe. Awesome. Appreciate you. You don't want to do anything? You don't have to do anything, man. You can just hang out with me here. Good vibes, maybe good trading information, maybe bad trading information. You're like, this dude sucks. I'm going to fade him. We had somebody talk about the equal highs. You're going to trade the ICT, crazy Wagyu beef strategy, not to take from Nick Sean. The A1 Wagyu beef inverse fair value gap. Send it, dude. Do whatever you want to do. I'm just happy you're here. Happy to have you part of the community. Anyway, awesome Monday for me so far. Got multiple W's. Multiple W's lining up. Feels like a good week. I don't know. I felt it this morning, guys. I felt it. It's going to be a good week. It's the sun rays. It's the astrology moon sign. That's why. Somebody in Discord told me about it. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in Discord. Quick disclaimer. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all of your money. It's a stupid thing to do. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. It's for entertainment purposes. I'm an idiot yapping on YouTube, Kick, X, wherever we stream. Make your own decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. I'm biased. I stand to make money. You have to do your own research and make your own decisions. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope to see you in Discord. The link, one more time. There it is. If you can't get into the Discord through that link, WAP is banned or something. Somehow you got yourself banned from WAP. Shoot me an email, right? Reach out to me on socials. Do something. Tell me you can't get into the Discord. I'll try to help you out. Talk to you guys soon. See you in Discord.